Hi, this is Martin here, founder of iVSAChart, and coming to you for another market outlook for week ending 30th of March 2018. Good Easter, good happy Easter, and those of you who are celebrating Good Friday, I wish you a long weekend, especially Easter long weekend. I do see a lot of people going for holiday, but unfortunately in Malaysia, the stock exchange is open. In Singapore, if you're listening now for our members in Singapore, definitely it is going to be a public holiday, and many of the, including US too, of course. Again, whatever we say here are for educational purposes, so just take care to read through the disclaimer. Definitely the 30th of March 2018 headline is the temporary calm that we see in the stock market. Now last week a lot of the tech stock, we see the big tech, we saw Facebook, we saw Amazon, we saw Netflix, and we saw Google all taking a big hit because of Donald Trump tweet. Now remember, Donald Trump tweet about Amazon and whether this is taking a lot of jobs away from the retailer, and that's why we saw the big seller that we see, which is and then another tweet where he talks about Chinese technology companies are stealing a lot of the Americans' intellectual patent and so forth, and that a lot of the Chinese internet stocks like Baidu also took another hitting. Now remember, all these are merely track. They are not really catastrophe as we've seen, but market are reacting to this. Definitely the VIX, the VIX, okay, which we see here, the volatility index. Let me just make a, apologize for that one, right? Here, you see this technology spike here, all right? So that's the one that which really concern the volatility of the market, and see also the long weekend, and definitely people don't like to leave some of the stocks uncared for. Anything is possible. Right now, you look at the Dow Jones, is about yesterday, which is the 29th of March, is up almost 1%, 256 point. Not great big deal, but when you see a 600-point drop, and that's the main concern. Also, the week before, we talk about the interest rate hike that is ongoing, and the Fed chairman Jerome Powell did raise interest rate by 25 basis points, or 0.25, 1.5 to 1.75 basis point. The US jobless rate still remain unchanged, and inflation is also unchanged. And Bitcoin have broke below the 7,000 mark, and there's a lot of bad news. Even a lot of the big retailer, which like Google, which usually take advertisement from a lot of the Bitcoin like ICO, Internet Coin Offering, they begin to stay away, and this could be really a kind of fraud. And a lot of Bitcoin hasn't been taking a lot of good news. Then that's why we saw it broke through the 7,000. Just imagine in December, which is slightly more than 3 months ago, it was at 19,000. You can see how much it has depreciated, almost more than 50%. All the markets that were covered by ATA remain red diamond until today. All right. One chart of the week will definitely be the KLCI. Now remember, every week I'll try to present something unique about the chart, either it's Malaysia or Singapore. At least there's something refreshing. Now if you see here, this is the KLCI since 2009, the boom that we saw, that the market went up almost 100% from the low in the KLCI, almost at 900, which is now doing about 1850, 1853. Definitely, again, to our members, we did talk about the small cap index. A lot of the small cap index are really falling off. We did see press metal going through the sell-off, Inari too, and all these stocks are really taking a beating due to the fell-off that we see in the global market and small cap stock. However, what we have here is a KLCI chart on a monthly. It did hold above the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. Those seems to be good. Now if you look here, what we have in this chart, we have a down correction and then the other one correction here, which is about a 12% and 14%. But since the low that we hit down here, which is around mid 2016, market has moved up almost, we talk about 250 points, more than 10% in here. So that's definitely be good. Definitely we can see a lot of the small cap stock, mid cap stock being sold off, and the risk has been what we call rotational play, moving from the mid cap stock and the small cap stock right to the large cap. So the large cap has done very well. You notice Nestle, the Carlsberg, Heineken, even the banks like Public Bank has held on. Right now, if you look at Dow Jones, what we have so far, The week before we said this was a double top, and this was the crucial point where we want the market to broke, and then this was the trade war started. Then you have the interest rate rise going down, then we have the Facebook scandal, remember the Cambridge Analytics, and then we have the technology tweet by Donald Trump, and now we are right at this 200. Now it's very important that the market must stay above this 200-day moving average. Of course, once it breaks through, which it can, provided Donald Trump tweets something about not so good news. You can see the market break through the 23,000 level. Then the next level we're looking at another is 21,000, right? That's another 2,000 point drop from there onwards, because why? You will see a lot of bad news, a lot of bad news, a lot of news which is coming out from media, from Bloomberg. They'll be saying, look, we broke through the major support, the 200 moving average. Where are we going now? Of course, that will also trigger a lot of program selling too in the market in there. And I know there's a lot of people will be panicking, but on hindsight, what is really happening? It's a major correction, which we did not see in 2017 and also late 2016. So now we are having this correction. Right now, we have a red diamond. This is not triggered. Remember, this was not triggered. So we're still pretty much on a red diamond sell zone. All right. NASDAQ, again, red zone too. And if you can see that, all right, the market, finally, we have a red zone here. It did go up, right? Broke through the 50-day moving average and all the way down. The KLCI, yes, last week we did have the market up, right? No follow through, and then we have the red diamond too, all right? The red diamond in here. At one point of time, if you see the big sell-off breaking down the 200-day moving average for the Hong Kong stock, for the Dow Jones stock, Malaysia, the KLCI will be no different too. The same goes for the next time, which is the Straits Times. Now, Straits Times in here, the STI, right now we are somewhere around the 200-day moving average, which is, in my opinion, around 3,300 level here. It's just matter of if Dow Jones can hold. If Dow Jones can hold up, the STI will be able to hold up. Everybody is taking a cue from the big brother, the US markets here. Again, red diamond in here. This one signified we need to be out. There's no trend in the market what we see so far. The mid-cap stock SGX also, we did have a minor diamond in here. This is actually probably be pushed by the oil and gas, which is relatively positive because of the OPEC continuing the 2018 production cuts, which mean there are less coming into the market. What I mean by all are coming less into the market because the shale gas are restarting back a lot of the production. That will tell you there is a little bit of so much you can do in crude oil, because once the shale gas producer comes in, oil prices will drop because then you have a lot of supply. But the OPEC, which is the producer from the Middle East, they are continuing their supply cut here. Hang Seng, again, the diamonds was seen way back in February, and you could see nothing of this sort. Even the last 2 months that we saw, February and March, we are coming to the first week of April, red diamond all the way. All right, let's look at the top leader and loser so far. The first week gainer for the SGX is 2K Samurai, which is a personal product producer, where the minor diamond that he has, this thing has gone up. Then we have a major diamond here. Now you get a lot of upthrust too. So just be careful now what we have. This market may go through a pullback now. On the KLSCI stock, Dialog, definitely a beneficiary from the oil and gas. You can see the minor diamond and up 9% despite what we saw in the market. So there is some silver lining among the cloud, all right, provided you pick the right stock here. Now on the SIIC environment, you can see the minor diamond and the market fell off 8.8% in here. No doubt this one here you make a small loss. Here the market would have made, because the entry will be somewhere back here, up here. The 1 week gainer, loser, sorry, the loser is KLCI, down 17.9% for the Borneo Aqua Harvest. Okay, so this is a Borneo Aqua Harvest chart here. You can see up here, which is down about 17% in here. All right, so that I suppose that's all we have for our iVSA chart, and I'll see you next week. Bye.